Hello, this is Beth Pizzana, and this is a brief overview of websites that I've worked on. So, the first site that I'm going to cover in this particular video is the pressure washing guys. I did not actually create the graphics on this website, but I did take the graphics and make them, what do you call it, work for the design that the initial graphic designer sent to me via Photoshop images. So literally, they sent me what it should look like, and then I made it look like that. So obviously that takes some skill, of course. But in the initial overall front page look, that was my design. They just built off of that design, and they added things like this splash services and the free estimate and the service area. I just had to add them to make them look nice. Um, so, for example, this one is actually a button. It goes to the free estimate page and what do you call it? The free estimate form, which is what people fill out to get information if they're not calling them. That's why the phone number is really loud up here, and that also links so that if you are on the mobile site, you can literally click it and it'll go to your mobile phone and make that telephone call. So overall, this took some time right here. This back image right here, that was probably a 2 or 3 hour project because I had to clean up the image because it didn't look quite right. So I had to clean that image up so that it would look right behind the white writing. Because when I transparencied it, there was a lot of weird existential pixeling. So that's another thing I'm capable of doing. I'm capable of doing pixel cleanup. Not like super. Well, actually, yeah, pretty precise work. It's hard sometimes, but yeah. Some of these actually needed to do. I had to do some pixel cleanup as well because the way that the designer designed them, they didn't have perfect background cleanup. See here. I also made this map. I used Google Maps to make the initial map, and then I cropped it and then edited it to make it look nice. And then with CSS, I added the border. And then all of these are also links to the various city pages. Many of these city pages are already there. The client himself wrote much of the content, and then his prior web designers also wrote the content. I'm not a content writer, so I don't do that. So anyway, here is like an about page. This was my initial design from when we first created this. And then I also created this idea and this idea with all the icons and things. He then wanted me to add the free estimate. So this is yet another button to get to the free estimate. And then he also wanted this so that people would know that, 100% satisfaction is guaranteed because more people are more willing to sign up for such things. And then of course we have all the different pages that are also very similar. They all have the same sidebar, and they all have like for example, let's just go to the paper cleaning. I believe, yeah, paper cleaning, and they all have 3 images on top. Which I'm still working on these. Pretty soon we're gonna have those images. When I click on them, they will pop up with a bigger image, so people can get a even better idea what paver cleaning looks like. But yeah, as you can see, we still have the address with the phone number, which also is linkable. So is the email address, which is very important when it comes to making sure people can get a hold of you. And it has all this 100% satisfaction and all that. Now you go to the service area, which is a little bit different. Sorry about that. I'm fighting a cold. You'll notice that yes, we have the address. We have a smaller version of the front page map. Once again, another link to the free estimate and our 100% satisfaction guaranteed. And now we also have all these links to all the city pages, which apparently I'm going to have to fix the... I see I need to make some edits here. So we've started making sure that all the city pages have the phone number on them for Google purposes. So like if someone sees... if these pages come up on Google, the phone number is always there. And, because he wants to make sure people have the phone number everywhere so that they will, call him when they want to. So anyway, on this page in particular, I just need to go to the service area menu and clean this up so that it's not showing the phone number on this page on these particular ones. It looks kind of goofy. Then of course we have the reviews page, which is also slightly different. So yeah, with this one, these are block quotes, and it adds this little quotey thing to show that they're quotes. These are all reviews that people have had for his services. You can find them on Yelp and etc. And then this is, of course, is the illustrious free estimate page, which is it's a special form. It's actually a plugin that comes with the web that we got with for the website, because this is a WordPress site. And this plugin, it's Gravity Forms, and it has. So when you pick one of these, home or business, when you click home, the home questions come up. And if you close it again, then it'll close. Now if you pick business, then the business stuff comes up. If you pick both, then both are showing at the same time. But yeah, it's a sophisticated form. So this is just one of the websites, and I probably did a lot of editing on this particular form, because the original version of this form was not nearly as nice and not nearly as easy to understand. So yeah, and I made sure these icons work, and let's show you what happens if I make the browser smaller. As you make the browser smaller, hold on, I gotta keep it inside the thingy. I have a lot of windows open, sorry about that. So as you make the window smaller, things change. Like, as you can see, I had to make sure all this kept happening. So like, you know, as it gets smaller and smaller. Of course, there's some problems with some of the bigger screens, but it works better on mobile devices. So obviously, right now you have the phone number, and then the three things across, and then now you could switch between the different parts. And you'll notice this still is linked to the phone number. And of course it's on the bottom. So, you know, as you change the screen, things change. So, when you get a really little screens, these are all listed as one long thing. But yeah, so that's a brief overview of this particular website. Now I'm going to show you the next one. This is actually one of my more recent designs. And once again, I had a graphic designer do the initial design, and I literally just made the website look like it. So of course we have this. The client added this later. It just goes to a thing. This is a recent addition. I still have some work on it. I have to make sure that it looks better on iOS and Macs, because it's doing weird things on iOS and Mac. It means I'm gonna have to do some fancy CSS magic. These are still going to be changed. I was waiting for 2 more pictures. Oh wait, not those. These are going to get changed. I was waiting for 2 more pictures to make updates. There's actually going to be one more row added. This is Hero Maps, which is another plugin that comes with that you could buy to go with your website. This map was complicated, and it took some work to get it to do what we wanted to do, and then it took some work to make the pictures show up and everything. And when you click this, you could go to the profile, and you just click each of these, and you can see the different people who take care of that particular county and area. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And of course, this came with the website. Yeah, the particular theme we have had this particular built in, as well as this. And then we also designed which page? The news page, we designed that to a degree as well. There's a lot of CSS involved to make it look right. So, and I've done a lot of extensive CSS to let's go back to the listing search. I've done extensive CSS work to make the I'm gonna select Orange County. I've done extensive CSS work to make the listings themselves from the wonderful silly MLS look right on the IDX. So for example, and I still have some more work to do with that. These buttons used to be green and look rounded, but he wanted them flat. These are going to eventually be red with white writing on top. All these, like schools and what else? Additional details that also will be red with white writing. I changed this from green and green edge, and this had like some weird gray color. We changed it to the same gray that everything else is so that it's similar. I also changed this. This will eventually also be red on top with white writing. So the final website that I'm going to show you, I think I made this contact page too, but it's not super exciting. It's just a regular contact page. But then the last page I'm going to show you is my own page. Oh, sorry, it's on the wrong front. I was going to show you from the front page, but I was checking my website out before I recorded this. Anyway, so I designed this one completely. No one else designed this. My logo was designed for me years ago for like $35. And I just been improving my business since. So anyway, I picked out a theme that I liked, and then I just made a lot of changes and updates to that theme. Like for example, I chose the color of this, the pink for the which one is currently active, and I chose that pinky purple color for the actual thingy, for the actual links themselves, and then of course when you mouse over them they all turn red, just to make it very obvious that you're mousing and you're about to click that. Used a form to create this, and it sends them to my it signs them up to my mailing list. Then I created this with it's another plugin, of course, and I added the words, and I picked out the pictures, and I made them fit and look pretty right where it belongs, and I added the lines, and then of course I have the conversational tone, and I made it sure that there's nice padding around this picture of me. And then of course I found a place that you could make digital signatures, so I made a digital signature of myself. And that's really a simple front page. My about page, that one I did a little more, there's not very many pictures, but I did a little more, whatever these are called, H1s and H2s, basically. They're like my little headings for each of my little sections, but that's not really the one that I did a lot of work on. This is of course my blog, the Thoughts page. And I put a lot of thought and effort into each of these blogs. They each have a lot of images and words and headings just to make things interesting and try to keep it visually exciting for users who come onto this website. And of course it shows all my tags and, you know, the subject of whatever's going on with each of these. I really should be writing more blog posts, but I haven't really had a lot of time. Skills is my favorite page, although I want to do a little more with the skills page because I love how this turned out and how all the icons turned out. I love just the way it looks. What I want to do eventually is I want to be able to mouse over with and then a short little box that has a short little explanation on what my skill level is and what I can do with each of these particular skills. That's my main thing with that. But I'm really proud of this particular page. It's a pretty cool page. Services page, it's fairly simple and straightforward. It's just lists all my different kinds of services, and then it allows you to subscribe or purchase said services. And then of course I leave it open so that we can do web development per project, because the prices may vary. They just have to get a quote for that particular project. Book today, of course, is This is me doing an embed of the my calendar app. Sometimes it takes a couple of minutes for it to load. But yeah, my calendar app, which I pay for, so that's why it doesn't have any logos or anything. But yeah, definitely this is my different options. Not very many people book with me, but that's okay. I mean, I still get plenty of work, so I don't care. And then, of course, my get a quote form, which I actually want to center, and I want to, and based off the suggestions from my classmates, I want to make it have a border, and I would like to probably make required bold. And just little things. Maybe make these fields a little wider just to go with this last question because it'll look neater. Just little stuff like that, and then of course maybe center this. So yeah, I don't know. It's just little stuff like that. But I'm pretty happy with my site, and people have been complimenting it recently. So this is just a few things that I have been able to do. I've done so much more, and there's so much more that I can do. Um, so yeah, just contact me today if you want a little more help with anything. Thank you very much for listening to me ramble on and on and on. I hope you have a wonderful day.